Tales from Your Server, Episode 11. My manager is forcing me to dye my hair or wear a wig because it is unnatural. I got my hair to be done ashy blonde and my manager spent 15 minutes yelling at me in the office to say it is unnatural and that I have to dye it or buy a wig, though she has brassy hair with striped highlights bleached into her hair and that hair color is definitely not virgin hair. We have a conservative brand image, so I can understand why employees are not allowed to have hair that's colored things like pink, green, blue, etc., but I really do not think my hair is more unnatural than hers. I'm getting really tired of the stuff we put up with at this restaurant, but I'm scared I won't be able to find a job that pays this well elsewhere while I'm a broke college student that needs to pay bills. I'm trapped by the money in a way, which I know sounds stupid, but I also question if this place is worth the emotional duress and cost of mental health. Just needed to vent a little here. A genuinely happy story for a change. The last story I posted here was a really upsetting one for me, so it feels nice to have something happy to share. I just had the cutest middle-aged Japanese couple come in. I thought they were tourists, because their English was a bit broken and they had some trouble reading the menu. After helping them through it, they decided on their meals and I went off to put the order in and grab them some water for the table. They were so polite and friendly despite the slight language barrier, just overall good people. When I brought them a bottle of cold water from the fridge, they were so impressed with how cold it was. Oh, so cold, such happy bunnies just because of cold water. When I brought their shared appetizer, again they were so happy and thanked me again for bringing it. It's such a nice change when people are so easy to please. When I brought out their mains, they clapped and there were actual oohs. They had the biggest grins on their faces. I did my usual check to see if they wanted or needed anything, and they said they were great. Completely happy with everything. Not a thing needed, not a single complaint. Probably the least difficult table I've ever had. And the best part, as they were leaving, they told me they weren't tourists, they had in fact just moved here. They told me they will be back regularly. This is one of the few restaurants in the immediate area. So I get to keep them. Beaming face with smiling eyes. Table propositioned me for a threesome. Not super detailed but funny nonetheless. Was serving a table of two, a young man and a young woman approximately my age. They were sitting damn near in each other's laps, drinking out of the same glass, feeding each other, but they were polite and friendly so I wasn't put off. Hand them their bill, thank them for coming in, wish them a lovely day, and walk away to continue my service at other tables. They leave. I collect their bill and bus their table. Retrieve their receipt from my book. We both thought you were cute winking face, Zach, insert phone number, Carly, insert phone number. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I know what I'm doing tonight. In all seriousness, I was flattered, but needless to say I was not gonna call them. Thought about it though, just for the laughs. Not my son. I previously posted in this group and I had said that I started working carside, but this story is from when I first started as a host. IDK if this applies to this group, but I'ma post it anyways. BC this lady pissed me off. Rude mom CW coworker SD server dude. So as I said before, this is when I first started as a host. It was the peak of our busy season and I had been working for at least a month or two. We had a busier night than usual and the wait list had gotten up to 30 to 35 minutes. The comes in with an older couple who I assume are her parents. She told me that her husband and son would be joining them as well. We specified that a table for 5 might take longer and she says that's fine. BC their remaining guests were running late anyways. About 30 minutes go by and comes up to CW. Excuse me, I was wondering when we would be called. CW you're actually up next, but we only have a booth for. That's fine, we'll take it, my son is small anyways. CW okay then right this way. CW seats them and about 5 minutes later their remaining guests come in to join them. Another 5 minutes go by and they have their drinks. Then comes up to me. I'm sorry but do you think we could get another table, my husband can't fit. He's a beefy guy. Me of course, let me see what I can do. Rejoins her table and I take a look, no tables available for 5. I walked over and waited patiently until she looked at me. I'm so sorry ma'am, but we don't have another table at the moment. So what do you want us to do? Go back up there. Well no, you already have your drinks, I wouldn't make you guys go back up there, you could wait here or at the bar. What? No, I don't mean to be a bitch, but I'm not bringing my son into the bar. I'm sorry, well fucking figure it out. At this point I'm tearing up because I have severe anxiety and wasn't used to customers acting this way yet. SD is walking by as this is going on. He sees that I'm visually getting upset, so he stops to talk to them. Tells him what's going on, basically making it seem like I was the one acting like a bitch, but SD knew her husband and his family, so thankfully knew this wasn't the case. SD: okay, I'll get you guys a new table, just give me a few minutes. Thank you so much. I apologized again, went into the bathroom and cried a bit, not my proudest moment. Later I saw where SD had sat them, it was in the bar. The lady looked pissed, and was giving me dirty looks for the rest of the night like it was my fault. Moral of the story: don't be stubborn and then get bitchy when your stubbornness caused the problem. The same man came in and gave the same tip. I posted a month-ish ago that a man came in and accused me of charging him too little. Our special is a $4 meal, and I told him that I didn't feel like arguing about it. He left me $100 that night and ran off before I even saw the tip. He came in tonight and I remembered that he liked to drink Pepsi but nothing else. Well, he did it again with the $100 bill and actually handed it to me. I told him, thank you, and he said, you do great work kid, before leaving. After talking with my manager, she said that he comes in regularly but has only stayed when I am on shift. I have no idea what I did to deserve this sweet old man. Our whole night staff is wonderful, but for some reason, he singled me out. He never talks much and doesn't drink any of his soda until the end of the meal, so I don't ever have to give a refill. He just sits down and orders everything at once, then eats quickly and leaves. I usually chat in his direction while I am acting silly to everyone, but otherwise we do not really interact. After having served for a while and learning how awful people can be, I appreciate him more than he will ever know. Should have called the cops. I work at a mom and pop, hole in the wall. We literally know almost everyone who walks in our door except on weekends, because God knows where those people crawl out of to come and visit us. Anywho, last Friday I was so busy, I went up to a table that had one, seeing that it was one of the older men that I knew. We call him Scary Jerry. This motherfucker. I got him his drink. Literally immediately after he gave me his order he acted like he was biting my boobs. At first I was like, what? Maybe I'm just insane. Nope. I came back to check on the others, so refills. He did it again. He kept trying to bite at my boobs. I was wearing a t-shirt. A normal t-shirt. I wasn't showing off the girls or anything because I'm not trying to get my usual crowd of 90-year-olds aroused. He acted like he was biting again and said, next time you better bring my food or I'll actually bite. Okay, listen. I should have just called the cops, told my boss, instead of waiting until the end of the day. Instead I just slammed down his food with his check and never came back because Scary Jerry will never be waited on by me. Me right now. An amp, #X200B. https://i.red.it/n6yf269408931.png. Just another day in paradise. Me, hey, how's everyone doing? My name's Customer Water Lemon. Me screams internally. I want the smallest scoop possible. I work at an ice cream place, so I'm not technically a server, but I still work in the food industry, so I think this counts. It was approximately 10 to 15 minutes until close, which was midnight, and a mom and her 3 kids walked in. I wasn't feeling well and I was exhausted, so I already wasn't in the best of moods. The mother talks about how she hasn't been here in a few years, and her kids promptly asked to sample almost every flavor. Because she has multiple kids, I'm giving samples of the same flavors multiple times. We use metal taster spoons and we were running extremely low at the end of the night. When I would get sample, one of her kids would bark at me for another sample. Neither the mother or the kids asked nicely. I'm used to that, but not to the same caliber. The mom yelled at her kids for trying so many samples when she was doing the same thing. Oh boy, for her youngest child, she asked for the smallest scoop possible. And I give her a smaller kid's scoop because that's what she asked for. I was asked by my manager to work on some pre-close tasks, so I was wiping shelving down. The mom barks at me again to check her out. She furiously points to the cash register. I told her that someone else will be able to help her quickly enough. When she leaves, someone told me that she complained about how small the scoop was that I gave her daughter. Moments like this are why I question how some people are allowed to be parents. Currently trying not to lose my shit. So I've worked 3 doubles in a row and I'm in the middle of closing and this table walked in at 9:58. They're so rude and awful. I'm currently sitting outside ripping my jewel and thinking about murder tbh. Wearing uniform to another interview. I'm looking for a second serving job BC mine just ain't cutting lately. It's been slow as shit for over a month. I have an interview tomorrow at a local burger place but it's right when I get off from my Tigitchalibi's job. Would I be crazy to just wear my uniform? Or should I bring extra clothes to change into? This weekend was one for the books. I am a bartender and have had my fair share of bad weekends but this one had to be the worst I have ever had. Friday, caught a group of people walking out and all of them were trying to pull the other person said they are paying. Luckily there was a cop eating here so I was able to get them to pay after some back and forth. Even got a $1 tip on the $69 bill. Saturday, I had a group of 2 girls come in and eat and leave all of their information so that they could set up job interviews and be bartenders. They asked me to watch the rest of their food so they could go to the bathroom. They never came back so I got to eat $40 there. Sunday, had a girl come in and get a couple of drinks and some food. Well, when I went to the kitchen to check on someone else's food she left her money on the bar. Well, the $30 she left was so fake it might as well have been Monopoly money. At least it's all over now. A short story of me being a dumbass. So I started working at a Japanese restaurant, and so far, the hardest part of it has been learning their alcohol list. So I'm taking a woman's order, and she orders a large Asahi, Japanese beer. But the way she said it, she said, Asake. So, I asked her, hot or cold? Because that's how we serve sake. I really just asked this woman if she wanted a warm beer. What the hell? My trainer clears it up before my dumbass can pour a large cold sake. Fast forward a couple hours, and 2 mid-20s guys come in. They sit down and both order a large Asahi, or at least I thought they did. Am I hallucinating? Do I need a hearing aid? Who knows? Because these 2 guys both wanted a large hot sake and my dumbass brought beer to the table. They look at me like I'm insane, and I still have my customer service smile on my face. He says, we wanted a large hot sake. I wish there were a camera somewhere around there so I could have stared at it like I was in the office. My trainer laughed at me and fixed the problem. I am dumb. An apology from a customer. Just to get it out of the way, I'm on mobile so formatting may be an issue but I'll try to keep it short anyway. I just wanted to make a public apology to servers and I thought this was the best way I had. I'm sorry if this is the wrong sub for it. My family have just returned from a holiday park in the UK, and as usual on the last day we go out for a last meal out to celebrate the holiday and chat about it. It's always been a very nice thing I've enjoyed. Now for a bit of context, my younger brother has just turned 16 and being a teenager has never really wanted to share or voice any opinions or answer any simple questions. So we were having a nice time, everyone had ordered food and we were just having water to drink. My parents asked him if he's okay with water or if he wanted something different and if he did to ask our server. Instead of voicing his opinion and saying no thank you and being polite, as everyone else at the table had done, he didn't look up or even at the server and just wafted his hand away as if he were some form of royalty. I was so embarrassed and I can't believe he'd do that. So I just wanted to publicly apologize to anyone who had experienced anything like that before and in the hope that our server would see it too.